Hey, it's Melanie. I posted about my mealworms and my whole setup, and in particular grain mites, about 8 months ago. It's been a long time. Well, a whole lot has happened. For one thing, all of those baby larva bins turned into way, way too many beetles. Don't judge me, I have an overpopulation, a severe overpopulation. I just went and changed substrate, and yeah, there's a whole lot. But, anyways, I was in the hospital for a little while over, I had emergency surgery. I'm fine now. This whole thing isn't about me, but I was really sick when I got home, and I basically asked my family to just throw vegetables in. A few times a day. This was about 8 weeks ago. And I didn't feel good enough to get back to it until about a week ago. So I'm really catching up for lost time. But for some reason, I've got a cup in every single one to collect any. Basically, when I'm starting back over, I try to find out if I have mites, number one, and the best way to do that is to put a cup in each bin and take the vegetables out. The mites will go straight into it. This bin, even with a overpopulation, and I know this is overpopulated, these are going to go into a compost bin tomorrow. So almost all of these. I'm going to sift them into a baby bin first, but that way they can help the environment and all that cool stuff. Oh, something kind of cool. They are eating my styrofoam cups. And that's even having adequate food. They just really like to eat it. So something to think about if you're into environmentalism. And that's the reason I'm getting into composting. But alright, that's a topic for a different day. This bin, I got really carried away with Vaseline. I've got to revoke a prior statement. Vaseline does not necessarily keep adult grain mites from straying, but it really, really slows them down. I have been adding eucalyptus oil. I wish I had it here for demonstration, but you can order it online. It smells really strong and kind of good, and they can't stand the smell, and they normally turn back around and go into your bin, and then they can go into your water and drown. But this one is also, I need to sift it again, get some of those skins and shells out and such, but you can see they're eating styrofoam in here too. I just changed their carrots. I alternate between carrots and potatoes. This is the baby bin that I have been sifting. These beetle bins. Oh, look how many beetles are in here. This is insane. The funniest thing about this bin right here, considering how overpopulated it is, there are no grain mites, none. This bin is the baby bin. I had sifted it right before I ended up in the hospital, and it blew up with mites. There are still mites everywhere. I can't turn the light on. It said my phone was overheating, but I don't know if you can see just looking at the cup, but there's like a layer of little brown mites lining the water surface. So once I get some green peas again, I'm going to grind them up and add them in here. I'm probably going to add a cup to everything. But that's it. I'm still doing it. If you get sick or go out of town or whatever, and you have somebody looking after your buggies, ask them to take the vegetables out after every couple of days and not to overfeed, because that's where I ended up. But I can't believe this many survived being neglected for so long. It wasn't my fault. But anyways, it'll be neat to see what this is like when I get them all organized again and get a lot of these moved out into compost. And this is generation 8 or 9 by now, I think. So I need to add some new worms in, basically, to um, diversify the gene pool. So, all right, that's it. Thank you for listening to me drone on.